Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Today, we're looking at Apple. Its ambitious AI overhaul for Siri has hit another snag. But is this just a technical hiccup, or could it be a sign of a much deeper problem for the tech giant? Let's break it down. So, the core of the issue stems from reports on LinkedIn published on February 11, 2026, by analysts like Megan McDonough, Mark Gurman, and Biagio Grosso. They've confirmed that Apple's major AI-powered update for its Siri digital assistant has been delayed. Yet again. Now, this is a significant setback in what's been a very long effort to modernize the platform. To really understand the context here, you have to look at the constantly shifting timeline. This big AI revamp was first teased all the way back in June 2024. The original plan was a debut in March of this year, but as we know, that deadline was missed. Now it seems we might be looking at a staggered release. Some features could potentially land in May, with the full rollout hopefully by September, with iOS 27. This pattern of delays really points to a fundamental challenge in getting this new Siri ready for market. Okay, so what's actually going on behind the scenes? Well, this latest delay was triggered by some pretty fundamental problems that emerged during Apple's internal testing. That testing revealed some critical flaws. The reports point to frustratingly slow response times and significant accuracy bugs when retrieving information. On top of that, Siri's conversational skills were apparently quite inconsistent. When you combine these technical issues with the immense challenge of implementing powerful AI while adhering to Apple's strict privacy standards, the problems were simply too significant to ignore. And this brings us to a crucial question, one that was really well articulated in an analysis by Dan Kipsang. Are these just technical bugs, or do they signal a much larger, more systemic problem within Apple's strategy and even its culture? Let's explore that idea. The argument developing here is that Siri's ongoing problems aren't just about an isolated product. Instead, they might be a symptom of a much larger identity crisis happening within Apple. Think about the contrast for a moment. The Apple of the past was really defined by this fearless product-first innovation. They created entirely new categories, like the iPhone and the iPad, and in doing so, they set the cultural agenda. The Apple of today, however, seems to operate from a different playbook. Its revenue is increasingly driven by services and subscriptions, its device updates are more cautious and incremental, and in the critical field of AI, it appears to be curating technology rather than leading with its own disruptive inventions. And there's mounting evidence for this strategic tension. Of course, Siri's troubled history is the most visible example, but we're also seeing high-profile departures of key talent in both design and AI. There are also reports of ambitious, bold projects being shelved in favor of more predictable, safer outcomes. It all points to a clear pattern of caution that really manifests in these kinds of delays. So all of this really places Apple at a major innovation crossroads. The fundamental question becomes, can a company that built its empire on perfecting hardware design successfully pivot to lead in an AI-first world? Analyst Dan Kipsang, I think, puts the challenge perfectly with this quote. He suggests the path forward isn't a simple choice between design and AI. No, the real opportunity for Apple is to invent a new design language for intelligence itself. That's a profound thought. So, as we begin to wrap this up, it's become clear that this Siri delay is much more than just a product hiccup. It's really a snapshot of the enormous strategic questions that Apple is confronting right now. Which leaves us with one final, open-ended question for consideration. Is Apple at a temporary crossroads, on the verge of a major renaissance, or is this the beginning of a genuine stumble in the age of AI? The answer to that will very likely define its next decade. Thank you for joining us for this analysis. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. If you like these videos, use the QR code to buy us a coffee. Please subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel and like, comment, and share to help us reach a wider audience.